Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This video hi basic maths course na adinga video thum na hin tin tunya hi geometry bol deu. Mas pena chu trigo ke chaitan abana hi abana chu calculus ke bol na ta hi geometry a chu these are straight lines ho kya man tin graph ho vela na cha ho ve deu he. Before going into straight line, must have been head distance between 2 points. Na the formula ho bitam. So distance between 2 points. Distance formula zongeti na. So if I have a point on the xy coordinate system, so first point A, let's say the position is x1, y1. I have another point B, so coordinate to x2, y2. Hotele amani ki ka distance pa he ti holo diha. Suppose I have a line like this. So how do you find the distance between A and B? So distance between A and B, okay. So this one will be given by x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square under root. Nah, depend here distance formula on get in. Nah, okay. Suppose I have a point, a single point on the xy plane, point P. Nah, jipa here x comma y. So how do you find the distance of this point from the origin? So origin coordinate to 0, 0. Nah, O. So what is the distance of OP? So OP will be given by x minus 0 the whole square plus y minus 0 the whole square under root. Yeah, distance formula mana lechon. So which is nothing but x square plus y square under root. Okay. Now formula gavel ha na me so let's do one example on this one. Example. So if I have a point A which is 2, 4, okay, I have another point B, so which is, let's say, 3, minus 2, some random position. AB distance, so distance between A and B. Okay, so distance between A and B will be given by, so 3 minus 2 whole square plus minus 2 minus 4 whole square. x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. Nah, 3 minus 2 to 1 square, minus 2 minus 4 to minus 6, minus 6 square to 36. Okay, I will write here minus 6 whole square. So that is 1 plus 36 under root. So which is root 37. Okay, so one simple application of distance formula. Okay, now let's go into straight lines. So straight lines is very important for physics as well as for chemistry. Na chemistry asong ko graph omza, physics asong graph omza. Alang pia graph for hi apoy mo ho velo straight line yan sang hibeta. So you have to know what is slope, what is intercept, right? How to draw straight lines. Okay, so we have to learn all of those things. So before going into that, the regular Cartesian coordinate system. So we know x, we know y. Okay. So what if I take say some points, random points on the x-axis anywhere? Okay. Suppose I write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So on the x-axis, if I take some random points, suppose point A, right? So what is the coordinate of this point A? So this is nothing but 1, 0. Okay. If I take say point B here, right? So what is the coordinate of point B? 4, 0. If I take point C here, what is the coordinate of C? Minus 3, 0. Okay. So can you observe any similarity here in these 3 points? So if you observe it carefully, so you will find that in all of this, you see the y value is 0. Okay, so any point you take on the x-axis, y value will always be 0. So that is why the equation of x-axis is y equals to 0. Okay, so this is the equation of x-axis. So similarly, if I take some random point on the y-axis, I will have suppose let's say P. So point P is 0, 3. If I take some points below the x-axis, so point Q. So point Q is 0, minus 3. So let's take one more. Point R. So R is 0, 4. So in all of these 3 points, if you see, so the common thing is x value is 0. Okay. So if you take any point on the y-axis, x value will be 0 always. So therefore, the equation of y-axis is x equals to 0. Okay, so this is the equation of y-axis. So equation of x-axis is y equals to 0. Equation of y-axis is x equals to 0. That is the basic fundamental. Okay. Next. So what is the general equation of a straight line? So general equation of straight line. Met similar to straight line equation but here we have to know only the slope form of equation of straight line. Slope form of equation of straight line to y equals to mx plus c. Intercept form of straight line of equation. Slope intercept. Y to x he variable x axis y axis. And m he biha. So this m is called slope. Okay. And what is c? So this c is called intercept on y-axis. Okay. Intercept on y-axis to put in a straight line in y-axis to huilaya katam na huilaya sukham to c is a slope pahi m pahi bhiam tele. So slope value formula is slope is equals to tan theta. Okay. So which means how much angle does the straight line makes with the x-axis? Ja theta penina. G theta he bhiam tele how much angle the straight line makes with the x-axis. Okay. As of a slope by a chumbela in boliza to a general equation straight line equation had onkipiale a graph to it drawing ham na depends of a. So y equals to mx plus c is the general equation of straight line where m is slope and c is intercept on the y-axis. Okay. Put this in a box. Suppose you're given an equation. So y equals to 3x plus 2. Now compare bolachon general equation doesn't compare bolachon y equals to mx plus c. He m value is at m value is 3. So that means the slope of the straight line is 3. But c value is at c equals to 2. Intercept to 2 is a straight line in y-axis, so it will cut at 2 units from the origin. So it will be something like this. Diagram to it will be something like this. So like distance by 2 okay, but let's approach the correct way of drawing the graphs. So now we have the equation y equals to 3x plus 2. So how do you draw the graph of this equation? So I say to x-axis equation to y equals to 0. So we know that x-axis equation to y equals to 0. So we can find out intercept on x-axis. Okay, straight lines on x-axis to hoila katam. Na to intercept on the x-axis. It's in hand vale put y equals to 0. As to x-axis to y equals to 0. So if in the equation y equals to 3x plus 2 if I put y equals to 0, I will have 0 equals to 3x plus 2. So 3x equals to minus 2, x equals to minus 2 by 3. So that means the straight line cuts the x-axis at minus 2 by 3, 0. Okay. So similarly, intercept on y-axis. Now straight lines on y-axis. So in order to find that one, you have to put x equals to 0. Okay, so you'll have y equals to 3 into 0 plus 2. Now, so that means y equals to 2. So that means the straight line is going to cut the y-axis at 0, 2. So now let's draw these 2 points. So I have x and y. So the first one is minus 2 by 3. X-axis negative means on the left side. So minus 2 by 3, 0, and then 0, 2. 0, 2 is somewhere here. So now if you join these 2 points, you're going to get the required straight lines. Straight line. So this straight line has the equation y equals to 3x plus 2. Okay. So if you're given an equation, this is how you draw the straight line. So first you find out the x-intercept, put y equals to 0, and then next to find out the y-intercept, you put x equals to 0. Okay. So here, if you see, so the angle made by this straight line with the x-axis. Okay, so this angle theta. So this theta is the slope. Okay, if I find tan theta, so this is nothing but 3. Right, so y equals to 3x plus 2. So here the slope is 3. If you compare this, y equals to mx plus 2, mx plus c, so m is equals to 3. Okay, so therefore the slope is 3. And okay, so positive, negative slope, we'll discuss it afterwards. Let's do one more example. So 2y is equals to minus 3x plus let's say 5. Okay, so some random values. So if you're given an equation like this, you can simplify this into the general equation. So I can divide both sides by 2. I will have y equals to minus 3 by 2x plus 5 by 2. Okay, so now you can compare this with y equals to mx plus c. So here what is m? Minus 3 by 2. So what is c? C is 5 by 2. Okay, so directly I can tell that it will cut the y-axis at 0, 5 by 2. Okay, because c is the intercept on the y-axis. Okay, let's draw the graphs. So like I told you, you have to find out the intercept on x-axis. Na x-axis cho hola ya su kham. Hichi hol dinga cho y equals to 0 put ngai na. Put y equals to 0. So what will you have? So you will have 0 equals to minus 3 by 2x plus 5 by 2. Okay. So that means 3x by 2 is equals to 5 by 2. 2 cancel. X comes out to be 5 by 3. Okay. So that means it is going to cut the x-axis at 5 by 3, 0. Similarly, let's find out the intercept on y-axis. So for this, you have to put x equals to 0. If I put x equals to 0, I have y equals to minus 3 by 2 into 0 plus 5 by 2. So I will have y equals to 5 by 2. So that means it will cut the y-axis at 0, 5 by 2. Okay, so now let's plot these points. I have x, I have y. So where is 5 by 3, 0? So somewhere here, 5 by 3, 0. And where is 0, 5 by 2? 0, 5 by 2. Okay, so now you join these two. Okay, so this is the equation y equals to minus 3 by 2x plus 5 by 2. Okay. So this is how you draw the straight line in a graph. Nah? So here the angle, if you see, this is the angle theta made by the line with the x-axis. So when you write an angle, always start from the x-axis and go anti-clockwise. Okay, like this. So this is theta. So the slope will be, so m, we generally represent slope by m, so this is tan theta. Okay, we don't know the angle, but the value of this slope tan theta will be minus 3 by 2. Okay, so that is the slope. Okay, next, so here one more thing. If you compare these two examples, okay, so here can you tell me the approximate value of theta in this example? So here if you see this theta, so this theta and this angle, if you see, so this angle is less than 90. Okay, I'll write here. So here so this theta is less than 90. Okay, so in the diagram also you can see, so this graph is, this angle is less than 90 na? But in the other example here you can see that this example is greater than this angle is greater than 90. Okay, in this example, so you are going to come across two types of theta. So when theta is less than 90 and when theta is greater than 90. Okay, let me just draw it here. So if I have something like this graph, so this is theta 1, I have another graph, so this is theta 2. So here if you can see, theta 1 is less than 90 and it is greater than 0. Okay, so here theta 2 is greater than 90. Okay, so if theta is between 0 and 90, so we have done this in trigo. Okay, so tan theta, so tan theta will be positive or negative. So in the first quadrant all the functions are positive, so that means tan theta is also positive in the first quadrant. Nah? So that means if theta is between 0 and 90, so tan theta is positive. Okay, if tan theta is positive, we say this the slope is positive, and this is what we call positive slope. Okay, positive slope. So the slope will be positive when the angle lie between 0 and 90. Okay, and if the theta is greater than 90, so greater than 90 means in the second quadrant. Nah? In the second quadrant we see that we know that only sign is positive, tan is negative. So here in the tan theta 2, so tan theta 2 will be negative. Okay, if theta is greater than 90, the tan theta will be negative. So this is what we call negative slope. Because tan theta is the slope itself. If tan theta is negative, then the slope is negative. Okay, so you can just look at the diagram. Okay, whenever you have a straight line like this, okay, so straight line like this, then that is a positive slope. And if the straight line is tilted like this, then that is a negative slope. Okay, so this will become very important later on when you draw the graphs, when you use it in graphs. Okay, so that is regarding the slopes. We have done how to draw the graphs of straight lines. Okay. Okay, so now next portion, what happens when the intercept becomes 0? When c becomes 0. Okay, so how will the graph look like? So if c is equals to 0, the equation becomes y equals to mx. Okay, so mx plus c, the general equation you have y equals to mx plus c. So if c is 0, then y equals to mx is the equation. So this is nothing but equation of straight line passing through origin. Okay, very important. So y equals to mx is the equation of straight line passing through the origin. It does not make any intercept on the y or the x axis. Okay, no intercept. So that means the straight line will look like this. I'll use a red. So this straight line has y equals to mx equation. So the slope m can be any value. So the angle here, theta, can be any value between 0 and 90, or it may be greater than 90 also. We have learned the positive negative slope, right? So remember, if you have equation y equals to something x, right? So that is equation of straight line passing through the origin. For example, if I have a straight line, so like this, x, y. Okay, so let's say the angle is a 60 degree. So how do you write the equation of this straight line? So we know that slope is nothing but tan theta. Okay, so you're given theta is 60, so tan 60 is the slope. So what is tan 60? Root 3. Okay, so we know that the general equation is y equals to mx. So therefore, y equals to root 3 into x. So this is the equation of this straight line. Okay, y equals to 3x. So remember, y equals to something into x. So y equals to some number into x. That is equation of straight line passing through the origin. Okay, so I think that much straight line is enough. So now small portion of geometry. So the triangle, and especially the equilateral triangle. Okay, equilateral triangle, very, very important. So you all know what is an equilateral triangle. Now, what is an equilateral triangle? So triangle having all sides are equal. Okay, perfect triangle. So let's say something like this, not perfect equilateral, but equilateral. Now, a side those here, let's say a. Okay, a sunga angle hoye za diam side those kiba lechun. What will be the angle inside? So they should have the same angle. Triangle sunga angle those here kia da lechun 180. So if I say x, 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 so x plus x plus x to 3x is equals to 180. So x becomes how much? 3, 6 or 18. So 60 degree. So every angle inside the equilateral triangle is 60 degree. Okay, so 60 degree, 60 degree, and 60 degree. Okay, so that is the first one. So what is the second? The next. So if I have an equilateral triangle, so I know that all these angles are 60. Okay, so all these are 60 degree. So the side is A. So can you tell me what is the height of this triangle? 8. So how do you find the height of this triangle? So there are multiple ways of solving this one, but the easiest one is if you see this another triangle here. So I have a right triangle. Okay, so that means if you have a right triangle, that means you can apply the trigonometric functions. Because the angle here is 60, so here you have 8, and then this is nothing but a by 2. Okay, so that means I have opposite to 60 I have 8, adjacent to 60 I have a by 2. So that means I can find out tan 60, right? Okay, so I have here a by 2, I have the angle 60, I have on this triangle. Okay, let's put some name, A, B, C, and D. So in triangle ABD, okay, right triangle ABD. So what is tan B? Okay, tan B. So this is tan B. So opposite is 8, adjacent is a by 2. So tan B is nothing but 8 divided by a by 2. So tan B is nothing but tan 60. We know the value of B. So that means 2h divided by a. So the value of tan 60 is root 3. 2h divided by a. So what is h? You have root 3 into a by 2. Okay, remember the height of equilateral triangle is root 3 into a by 2. Okay, height of equilateral triangle. Okay, very important. Okay, we have found the height of equilateral triangle. So next, what is the next important? Let's draw again. A, B, C. So where is the centroid of the triangle? So centroid is exactly in the middle. Okay, so usually represented by Z. So let's put Z. Okay, so from the centroid to the vertex, right? From the centroid to the vertex, what is the distance? How much is this? Okay, we want to find out BZ. So let's say X, right? So how do you find the value of this? What I can do is I can construct a right triangle here. Yeah? So here you have D. So you concentrate on triangle BZD. I have another right triangle. Okay, so this angle becomes 30. If you cut 60 degree into half, you'll have 30, half of angle B. So you already know that BD is A by 2. So similarly, you can now you have A by 2, so which is the adjacent side, and you also you have to find out the hypotenuse. Okay, so the relation between adjacent and the hypotenuse is what? Cos. So what is cos 30? Cos 30 is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Okay, so cos 30 is how much? 1 root 3 by 2. So this is A by 2x. 2 to cancel. So what is x? A by root 3. Okay, so the distance of the centroid from the vertex is A by root 3. The distance of centroid from vertex. Okay, remember A by root 3. And another useful thing here is, what is this distance? So perpendicular distance of centroid from the side. So let's say this is a y. We have to find out y. So here y is the opposite to 30. So that means we can apply sine, or you can apply tan, right? So here I know y, I know A by 2, so I can apply tan theta here. Okay, so let's apply tan theta, tan 30. So what is tan 30? So tan 30 is equals to y divided by A by 2. Okay, so what is tan 30 value? 1 by root 3. So this is 2 into y by A. So what is y? A by 2 root 3. Okay, so now you know the height of the equilateral triangle is root 3 into A by 2, and the distance of centroid from the vertex is A by root 3, and the perpendicular distance of the centroid from the side, so that is A by 2 root 3. So these three are frequently used in physics. Okay. Another technique for equilateral triangle, or maybe a square, so if any geometry they ask you, so what you can do is you can plot them in the xy plane like this. Okay, so if I plot an equilateral triangle having side A on the xy plane, so I know that let's say ABC. Okay, ABC. So I know that the coordinate of A is 0, 0. What is the coordinate of B? So this distance is A, so I will have here A, 0. Okay, y is 0 on the x-axis. And what is the coordinate of C? So here if you see, okay, so here this is A by 2. Okay, so therefore you have A by 2. And you know the height of the equilateral triangle is root 3 into A by 2. Okay, so you remember this. Okay, so the position, the coordinate of C is A by 2, root 3 A by 2. Okay, similarly, you can also use a square. Now, if you use a square, so square has all sides are same, right? So what is the diagonal of a square? So diagonal of a square, how to find out? You can find out like this. So this is a right triangle, right? You can use Pythagoras theorem, a square plus a square root over, right? So let's say A, B, C, D. So in triangle BCD, right, using Pythagoras theorem, okay, so I can write a square plus a square is equals to bd square. So what is b? So I will have here 2 into a square is equals to bd square, or bd is equals to root 2 into a. Okay, so remember, diagonal of square is root 2 into a. So where a is the side of the square. Yeah. So what will be the half of this diagonal? So root 2 into a divided by 2. Now you cut the diagonal into half by 2, so you'll have a by root 2. Okay, half of diagonal is a by root 2, so diagonal is root 2 into a. Okay, so I think that much is enough. I hope you understand it. So we have one more lecture on basic maths, and the most important one, that is vectors. Okay, so there will be 4 videos for the whole basic maths for physics, right? Okay, so that much for this video. Thank you, and see you in the next lecture.